Hi, I'm Sarah Avery, and I'm the Executive Director of Quanta Change. I've been guiding people through this Quanta Change process for almost 20 years. So I'm curious, have you noticed that your negative patterns or situations keep repeating despite your very best efforts to stop them? Have you even discovered the source of some of your negative patterns, maybe going back into early childhood, and yet discovering and understanding that source hasn't really helped you change much of anything? Have you even done lots of work on yourself, maybe for years or even decades, through therapy, self-help, natural healing modalities, coaching, and yet things aren't feeling much better, aren't working much better, or maybe are they even feeling worse over time? Well, if any of that sounds familiar, taking the test at the bottom of this page is the first step towards the deep positive change I think you've been looking for. And I love a fun internet quiz just like anybody else, like where you find out which country you're supposed to live in or which rock star you're most like. But that's not what this test is. When you take this test, I'm going to graph it into your Quanta Change Sensory Quotient, or SQ for short. The SQ is a scientifically validated personality tool that measures something called learned distress. Learned distress is the feeling that you absorbed very early in life that there's something wrong with you being just the way that you are. And the SQ shows us a couple of things. It shows us the negative ways you feel about being yourself, as well as the ways you have survived with those negative feelings. And it's the negative feelings plus the survival mechanisms together that generate the negative patterns and situations that you've been getting so frustrated with. So when I graph your SQ, I'm going to turn it into a report, and a free report that I'm going to send to you. And it's going to contain your SQ graph. It's going to identify which one or more of these 6 learned distress patterns you have, and it's going to give you a description of that pattern. First of all, the characteristics of that pattern, the way it tends to manifest in your life, the ways that that pattern tends to break down or fall apart over time as learned distress intensifies. In other words, the reasons and the ways in which you may have been noticing that you're feeling worse over time. And then it's going to show you also the positive kinds of change that people tend to see when they go through Quanta Change. So I've heard something over and over again about this report, and it's that people say no matter how many personality tests they've taken, no matter how much work they've done on themselves over the years, that this report gives them a clearer, deeper, sharper picture of the source of their negative patterns. And also it does it in a way that they can start to see that there's some hope of these things really changing. When I send your report, I'm also going to send you an offer for a free 30-minute call with me. And that's so you can discover on a more personal level the ways in which your SQ is generating the biggest challenge you're facing right now. And there aren't going to be any strings attached. This is not going to be some big sales pitch. It's just a way for you to learn a bit more, and it's a way for me to do what I love, which is to help you understand yourself better through this lens of the SQ, and especially understand why things have gotten more difficult or frustrating or painful over time. So if that sounds helpful to you, I hope that you'll scroll down to the bottom of the page and take the test right now. And when you get your report, you will take me up on the offer of the free 30-minute call. I look forward to hearing from you soon.